NSDL Holdings Limited, Limited, for the Social Entrepreneurship Award 2015. This is the first edition, and we really want to have it as an annual event. Most of you are definitely aware that we had the launch in May earlier this year, and today we see the realization of this fantastic project.
Honorable Fazila Diadouraou, Minister of Social Security, National Solidarity and Educational Institutions. Mr. Kichong Nicole, Chairperson of SBM Holdings. Mr. Baraino, Director DCP. My very good friend, Mr. Derson, the Director NEF. Mr. Paul Mercier, Technical Manager UNDP. Mr. Naidu, Chairperson of the panel. Mr. Sitia, the Senior Lecturer of the University of Mauritius, representatives of the NGOs, members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to welcome you all to this award ceremony of the Social Entrepreneurship Award 2015, organized jointly by the Ministry of Social Security, the SBM, and the NGO Trust Fund. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes, we are going to reward 3 NGOs that have been selected as the winners of the Social Entrepreneurship Award. As pointed out by my good friend Komal, the Social Entrepreneurship Award was officially launched by our Minister on the 21st of May, and all in all, we received 26 projects. But beyond this award, there are important things that we have learned, and I wanted to share it with you today. First, how important is it for different institutions sharing the same vision to work together to bring complementarity and resource optimization to attain that vision? Second, how when different organizations converge their efforts, converge their inputs, the joint effort produces results or impacts that is greater than had each entity work independently or separately. The sum of the parts is always greater than the whole. Third, how with commitment and perseverance, and here I would like to speak under the correction of my friend Dawson, the private-public collaboration under CSR can bring innovative ideas in the social sector. Fourth, once we are focused in developing an idea, we put all our energy on it, and we deliver concrete results within the time frame set. We had a time frame for the award ceremony in October, and here we are in October. We have kept our words. The idea I wanted to convey is that at times, too much analysis brings paralysis. To succeed, we need to be action-oriented, to be focused, and to be committed to our vision. Having said this, I invite all NGOs to get inspired by this model of collaboration, to build partnership, to build networking with a view to effectively delivering services towards their beneficiaries. I say it again and again. Today, the NGO sector is at the crossroads. Exigencies and expectations are high from all quarters, be it the public, be it the beneficiaries, be it the government, and be it the funding agencies. Social problems are emerging, and the challenge is for the NGOs to redesign this structure, to develop strategies that effectively address those problems. Social entrepreneurship as a concept aims to enable NGOs to seek a diversity of funding agencies, sources, and to engage their beneficiaries into economic activities that will boost up their self-esteem and motivation. Through this award, ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to raise awareness of social entrepreneurship among social actors and to encourage them to develop socially innovative ideas, but we are also conscious that the impact of SAIL can only be measured in the long term. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the members of the working committee of the Social Entrepreneurship, and especially all the NGOs who have participated in this award.
Mrs. Fazila Diwa Oyahou, Minister of Social Security, National Solidarity and Reform Institutions, Mr. Rajan, Permanent Secretary, Mr. Owu, Acting Chairman NGO Trust Fund, Mr. Swaudaga, Acting Officer in Charge NGO Trust Fund, members of the Working Committee, members of Assessment Panel, representatives of various NGOs, distinguished guests, friends. It is a pleasure today to attend this ceremony because 5 months ago, when it was announced that there will be a first edition of the Social Entrepreneurship Award, time has elapsed very quickly. So it is very encouraging to see the enthusiasm of all the NGOs to participate in this competition in a new concept of social entrepreneurship. Now, social entrepreneurship is one of those new words that are coined, by what we call social engineers, Because in my days, when I used to study economics, people put a lot of emphasis on entrepreneurship, right? Because those who are done elementary economics, there are 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and don't forget entrepreneurship, because you need entrepreneurship to make optimum use of all these resources: land, labor, and capital. So entrepreneurship was a key word. We have land. In Mauritius, when we talk of land, we look at our small island and we say we don't have enough land. But land includes also the ocean. So we are a small piece of land, but we are a vast space of ocean. So we have a vast resource. Land is a big resource if we include in the concept of land the ocean surrounding the land. Labor. We have plentiful labor in those days when we have very labor-intensive economic operations. So labor was very important. But we don't have labor in abundance anymore. So we have to be very productive and very competitive. So you must have good training and be very productive labor. So you have the concept of productivity. So this is a new concept. I have passed university age, and then I heard productivity, Kaizen, all kinds of new concepts on productivity being bandied around. So I set up a land, labor, capital. So we have capital. The bank is a partner in capital here, right? Although I have spent all my time denouncing capitalism in my young days, but today, what an irony, I am the chairman of the bank. But bank, is not just as a former governor of the central bank call it banksters, right? Bank also have a social role, right? So we have land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. So you need entrepreneurs. Who is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is somebody who takes risk, somebody who can manage and take risk. So entrepreneurship is important. But the social dimension of all this utilization and optimization of these resources is very important, because you can't just look for profit and results for the sake of results and performance. You must look at the social aspect of it. So social dimension, putting men at the center of development, is also very important. Hence, the big hurdles about NGOs and social dimension, capitalism with a human face and all this. So now we have come to this concept of social entrepreneurship. But we are still one leg behind, because there's another dimension which is very important, which is going to lift us up out of that middle income trap that we are stuck now. Mauritius is stuck in a middle income trap. What can boost it up, what can bring it out of that trap is innovation. You have to innovate, you have to be imaginative, you have to think out of the box, you must have a new mindset. So all these are new buzzwords again. Innovation, thinking out of the box, inventiveness, right? So I would hope that in the future, Madam Minister will also think of having a social innovation award, right? So we are still at the middle income trap, concept here. And a lot of companies are also putting a lot of emphasis on social innovation. You just have to Google Hitachi. Hitachi is centered on social innovation. Because you all know Hitachi, right? That is completely taken, swept aside by all these innovative firms. What are these innovative firms? Samsung, you have seen Samsung, how innovative it is. LG, now you have Huawei, right? You remember the days of Sony, Sanyo, the days of Philips? They're all gone now, right? Even Nokia is sailed by his past expiry date has gone, right? So now when you talk of any smartphone, any social media, you talk of Google, Facebook, Samsung, LG, and things like that. And you are going even a step further, because now you have Chinese and Indian smartphones and innovative products, right? So this is to show you the change that has taken place in society, right? So I can place myself in the first generation. The capitalism was said to be bad, exploitative. So we have to find a new concept, which is communism, socialism. Communism, socialism is not good, so we found a concept called cooperative. Cooperative is to cooperate, muster economic resources, and help the common benefit of all. But we know what is the problem with cooperatives. What is the problem with economic interests of people working together. So this is what brought us to the concept of social entrepreneurship. You're enterprising, but have a social dimension. Economic interest is not the main driving force, as in the case of cooperatives. Here it is the social interest that is important. And in the case of this award, it is even more interesting because it's not only a social dimension, but also it is focused on NGOs. That is, those who are specialized in working for the people, the disadvantaged group, the underprivileged. So this is a concept, and this is the framework under which this event is taking place. So I just wanted to give that background first, so that those who are going to be awarded the prize will know why they are being awarded the prize and why SBM is participating in it, and also next time that they like for the others, so that they strive harder to get the award. So SBM is giving 3 awards today. I'm told each one is worth 1 million rupees, right? So let's go. If we work together, and I'm sure Madam Minister will give a helping hand so that his ministry will do the mentoring, the training, the coaching, and accompany us. The bank is a bank that is making profit, not the type of profits that you're thinking of, but it has money, so it will share its money, it will show its social vocation, because it is a bank of the people, it is a bank of a nation, it is a state bank. It belongs to the people, so you have to give back to the people what we have got from the people. So that's why we are here. We will support this event and this award very positively, very strongly, and we hope that we together will work together and continue contributing to the betterment of society and for the benefit of all, and also for the empowerment of all these voluntary social NGOs that are doing a very difficult job, sometimes very challenging, but also a very rewarding job And I wish them luck. I wish them bon courage, bonne continuation, and we will be together with you in that journey. Thank you so much.
Chairperson of SBM Holding, my firm sec Mr. Ragen, Mr. Saudabo, officer in charge of the NGO Trust Fund, Mr. Gadador, Mr. Oru, acting chairperson of NGO Trust Fund. Dear guests, good afternoon. Let me right from the outset reassure my friend, Mr. Kichongwei, that his suggestion on the Social Innovation Award is well noted, and I do hope that the SBM will always be there to help the government and more especially the Ministry of Social Security in our project. Well, it is indeed a great pleasure for me to be with you all today. We are all here to acknowledge the achievements of three outstanding teams from participating NGOs which work with dedication to bring forward innovative social business plans in the context of the Social Entrepreneurship Award, which has been organized by the Ministry of Social Security in collaboration with the SBM and the NGO Trust Fund. Allow me to extend my thanks to SBM for its invaluable partnership to this innovative and first of its kind venture in the social sector. As you are aware, the vision of the government is to bring meaningful change to those who are categorized as the marginalized groups. Since NGOs work mainly with those marginalized groups, it is important to come up with a strategy to strengthen their capacity so that they can professionalize their intervention and provide quality services to their beneficiaries. I consider it important to mention that the Ministry of Social Security is adopting a holistic approach insofar as the capacity building of NGO is concerned. In this respect, the Ministry of Social Security, in collaboration with the MQA and the UNDP, has already embarked on a project towards the professionalization of social work through the recognition of prior learning in social work practice, which is another endeavor in the social field. The other important consideration in the NGO sector, which the Ministry of Social Security is emphasizing, is the sustainability of the NGO through social innovation. Through social entrepreneurship, we are moving in line with the vision of the government that is to create a nation d'entrepreneurs. This will be incomplete if the social dimension of innovation and entrepreneurship is not taken on board. And it is important to empower NGOs to redouble the efforts they put at the service of solving social problems. Crucially, social entrepreneurship provides a mechanism for bringing the marginalized group into the labor market, raising their skills level and increasing the chance for future employability. NGOs can use the innovative tool of social entrepreneurship to promote an inclusive economy by engaging their beneficiaries as valuable contributors to the economy rather than passive recipients of service NGOs in the NGOs. At times, negative stereotypes towards persons with disabilities or people living in pockets of poverty act as barriers to their progress and achievements, with the result that society loses such valuable resources. Therefore, I believe that NGOs can play a key role to remove those barriers and look for such talented persons and give them the required opportunities to develop their talents. Let me take here the example of Jane Constance, for whom her vision impairment was in no way a deterrent to success at national and international level. Social entrepreneurship also helps to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of NGOs by proving a more reliable and diversified funding base, which in turn enhances the quality of their programs or services. Today, I'm glad to know that we received, as has been rightly said by my concept, Mr. Again, 26 projects from NGOs, which by far exceed our initial target of 10 to 15 projects when we had launched the award on the 21st of May 2015. This is true a positive sign as it highlights the willingness of NGOs to get out of their comfort zone and to be more creative. However, as this is a contest, and as per the rule, there will be 3 winners, each receiving a cash grant of 1 million to be disbursed over a period of 3 years, subject to satisfactory progress on project implementation. But this doesn't mean that the remaining ones are the losers. In fact, let me reassure one and all that we acknowledge the effort, motivation, and positive spirit of all participating teams to redesign the civil society. We have been bold enough to develop a social business idea, and let me reassure you that you will have opportunities to get funding from other sources. For instance, you can tap possibilities of funding from the NGO Trust Fund, which has recently advertised a call for project proposals for the funding of social entrepreneurship projects with a funding ceiling of 500,000 rupees. I take this opportunity to invite CSR companies to consider funding possibilities for social entrepreneurship projects and support NGOs in creating social value through innovation. As regards the winners, we have high expectation on the success of your respective projects, as these will serve as role models for other NGOs. To conclude, let me first of all, once again, thank the SBM for its collaboration, and I look forward for such partnership in future with a view to consolidating the base of NGOs so that they can effectively deliver their services. My thanks goes also to all NGOs for their participation and hope that they will continue to be our ambassadors of this innovative concept of social entrepreneurship. And last but not least, congratulations to the 3 winners who will be announced shortly. I also wish to extend my congratulations to all those who have participated in this contest. You should be very proud of your efforts. The importance lies in participating. Thank you all.
It is my pleasant task to be explaining how we went through the process of selection. Let me say that from the launch, I think it was in May, to launching of the contribution to the deadline, deadline date, I think 26 applications were received. But I must say, we proceeded in 3 stages. The first stage where we look at the eligibility check, because some of them were not eligible for the competition, and we lost 3 there. So we went very quickly, we went down to 33. And after the 23, we went to examine very closely. And what the criteria of our examination were basically on 4 lines. The first one was the idea generation. I think Mr. Kongmi mentioned innovation. We looked a little bit about something new, the idea. Looking for an opportunity, I think that was very important. And then we were looking for social value. This was the second criteria, social value. And capacity, organizational capacity of the NGO. So that was the third element. And then we looked at the project itself, whether it was going to be sustainable. Because the project was not going to be for just a year. We expect results to be beyond the duration of the project. So this assessment, after this assessment, after the 23, we were left with 7. Because the first list of 7 was drawn on the basis of these criteria I mentioned just now. And at that point, the seven shortlisted were invited to make a verbal presentation to the panel. Okay, so we had a PowerPoint presentation by each of the 7, And it's only at the end of we deliberated to finalize the final list of groups. You will soon know who they are. But perhaps, I would say, member of the panel, I should perhaps take the opportunity to thank the organizers, but also to congratulate all the participants. I think, as you said before, all the projects that we screened showed real social value. They all were very positive in that sense. And of course, we had to be selective. So we got our order the 23. So we had to select it. It was not easy because all the projects were quite had something very positive about them. And I must say also we were impressed with the range of beneficiaries. We had from former ex-prisoners to single mothers to the unemployed to the homeless. So all we had the handicapped. So we're very pleasantly surprised to see the range of the categories of beneficiaries. So that was very good. So on behalf of the panel, I would like to thank all the participants and of course congratulate in particular those who will be the final beneficiaries under the project. Okay, I think this all goes very well. I think it's been said, maybe we had more participation than we expected, and I think this is very positive for the sector, for the social sector. It all goes very well, and so congratulations to all. Thank you.